Federal safety regulators Tuesday announced the largest auto recall in U.S. history. Nearly 34 million vehicles with Takata airbags. They have been linked to at least 6 deaths and more than 100 injuries worldwide. Clarence Ditlow runs the Center for Auto Safety. He joins us from our D.C. bureau tonight. Clarence, good to see you. What did you make of today's announcement?
Oh, it's good news for consumers, but it's been a long time coming. It took 6 people to be killed. It took over 10 years for this recall to happen.
Why do you think it took so long, Clarence?
Well, the government went down the wrong path with this one. They were looking upon it as originally a manufacturing problem, then a hot humidity problem, and in reality, the propellant itself was just an unstable propellant, and it's going to decompose over time. And finally, we're going to get them almost 8 years worth of vehicles recalled.
Clarence, the government says, and Takata says, they still don't have a, quote, root cause. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't make sense at all, because the root cause is the propellant. It's an ammonium nitrate-based propellant. It's subject to degradation when exposed to moisture. And the only issue is, does it come in the manufacturing process? Does it come in short duration, high humidity states, or long duration, low humidity states? But it doesn't matter, it fails.
Do you believe, Clarence, that anyone who's driving one of these vehicles with these airbags is potentially at risk?
They are potentially at risk, but no one should disconnect their airbag, because the chances of it saving your life are much greater than the chances of it taking your life. But we want the government to get this recall done as fast as possible, because any device that's supposed to save your life should never take your life.
Should people just not drive those vehicles for now?
Well, most people don't have a choice. They only have one vehicle. What you should do is make sure that your seatbelt is always buckled, that you're as far back as possible. And if there's anything you yourself can do beyond that, is try to be as safe a driver as possible and don't get in a crash.
The NHTSA said today that Takata stepped up. What was your reaction to that? Well,
Takata may have stepped up, but the government was really twisting their arm behind them. So, Takata should have done this, 4 years ago, 10 years ago. But we're glad that it finally happened.
Do the automakers, and now 11 car makers involved here, do they and Takata have incentive to cooperate right now, and do you think they are cooperating?
Well, they're finally coming to the table and cooperating. But if you look at this, this is the recall that struggled, came out in bits and pieces, a few 100,000 vehicles here, a few 100,000 vehicles there, certain states. But right now there's a sense of urgency, which has really been generated by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. And all the manufacturers are saying, we better do this, or else we're going to be subject to big fines and lawsuits and loss of public confidence.
And do you have a reliable estimate of how many vehicles have been fixed so far? What percentage?
It's a low percentage. There have been at least 21 million vehicles already recalled, but the number of vehicles that have been fixed are well under 10 million.
So looking at this from a driver perspective tonight, Clarence, Takata and the government are still saying we don't know exactly what's wrong. The government is also saying we don't know exactly what vehicles are affected. How confident can you feel?
Well, you can't feel real confident about that when the government says we don't know, Takata says they don't know. But here's the thing. You do know what vehicles have Takata modules in them. You know which, and what you should do is, if in doubt, recall them all. I mean, that's the thing. Don't gamble on which ones are more safe, which ones are less safe. Let's get all the Takata inflators made at least through 2008 replaced in these vehicles, because they're the most at risk, and then we can look at the lower risk ones later. But right now, get those early model inflator modules out of those cars.
Clarence, would you drive a vehicle with a Takata airbag right now?
That's a tough question. The answer is no, I would not.
Clarence Ditlow joining us from D.C. From the Center for Auto Safety. Clarence, thank you very much.
Thank you.